sew the Retro Sparkle Design Kivey top. As usual, we'll start with our pattern pieces. You'll need 2 shirt main pieces, 1 front and 1 back, 2 sleeve main pieces, 2 sleeve layer 1s, 2 sleeve layer 2s, 2 sleeve layer 3s, and 2 shirt ruffles if you're not doing the cropped version. You'll also need elastic. Recommended is 1/4 inch. First thing we're going to do is take our shirt main pieces and place them right sides together. Then we'll sew down each side to complete the side seams. Once that's done, go ahead and set this piece aside. Next, we're going to take our main sleeve pieces and we're going to fold them in half right sides together and sew along that long edge. Repeat this for both sleeve pieces. Now we're going to cut the sleeves along the 2 lines on the pattern to create 3 sections for each sleeve. As you can see on my sleeve pieces, I've went ahead and marked those lines prior to this step. Keeping the main sleeve top pieces out, we're going to set the other pieces to the side for now. We're going to keep the bodice inside out and turn the top main sleeve pieces right side out. Then we're going to place the main sleeve top piece inside of the shirt, right sides together. When you're pinning the sleeves to the bodice, make sure to line the side seam up and then pin along that entire edge. Then we'll sew along the edge to secure. Repeat this step with the other sleeve as well. Now the top layer of the sleeve is attached to the bodice. Go ahead and pull those sleeves out and then set the bodice to the side for the next step. Now we're going to take the first sleeve layer and fold it in half right sides together, and then we'll sew along that side seam. Then gather the top edge with your preferred gathering method. Repeat this step with the other sleeve layers as well. Here I'm showing how I gathered the top edge of the sleeves. I used a long straight stitch on my sewing machine and I did not backstitch at the beginning or the end, making sure to leave the tails nice and long. And then I just pulled the bobbin threads in order to create the gather along that top edge. Next, we're going to place those sleeve layer 1s on the bottom of the top of the sleeve piece. For this, we're going to turn the bodice right sides out. Then we'll take the sleeve layer and place it around the sleeve, putting the gathered edge to the raw end of the sleeve, right sides together. Make sure to evenly spread your gathers around while you're pinning the sleeve for the best finish. Repeat with the other side as well. If you'd like, you can baste these 2 layers together prior to this next step. But then we'll take the second sleeve piece and place it around the sleeve, keeping that sleeve piece inside out. We'll place it around the gathered sleeve and the other sleeve, sandwiching that gathered sleeve layer in between. Pin or clip around all 3 layers and then sew around to finish that seam. Repeat with the other side as well. Now we're going to pull that second sleeve piece down away from the rest of the sleeve, and we will place sleeve layer 2 on the bottom of that sleeve piece, right sides together, lining up the edge of the sleeve with the gathered edge of our sleeve layer piece 2. Once sleeve layer 2 is around the second sleeve piece and the gathers are evenly spread, we're going to take that third sleeve piece and place it around the sleeve with right side in, sandwiching that layered sleeve piece in between the sleeve piece 2 and sleeve piece 3. Then we'll sew around that entire edge to complete that seam. Repeat on the other sleeve as well. Once that's done, we're going to do the same thing we did in the last step and pull that sleeve piece 3 down away from the gathered layer of the sleeve and away from the rest of the bodice. Now we'll take that final sleeve layer 3 and place it right sides together on the bottom of sleeve piece 3. Pin and sew around the edge, making sure to evenly space those gathers around for the best finish. Repeat with both sleeves. Once you've turned your top right side out, it should look like this. You can omit the next few steps if you're making the crop version, but if you're not, you're going to take the main shirt ruffles and lay them down right sides together. Then sew along both side seams. Now you'll gather the top edge of the shirt ruffle with your preferred method. Then you'll place the gathered edge of the skirt ruffle to the bottom of the shirt with right sides together, lining up the side seams. Pin or clip as needed and sew around the entire edge to finish that seam. Next, we'll hem the shirt ruffle. Pin the bottom edge of the ruffle up a 1/2 inch and sew to hem. If you're doing the cropped version, you'll leave off the ruffle and you'll fold the bottom edge of the shirt up a 1/2 inch and sew to create that waist casing. Now we're going to create the elastic casing for the top edge of the shirt. We're going to fold the top edge of the shirt down, wrong sides together a 1/2 inch, and then we'll sew along the edge to create a casing for the elastic. We're going to leave a 1 to 2 inch gap in the back to insert the elastic. Now we're going to insert the elastic into the casing. For this, I use a safety pin and attach it to the end of the elastic and then feed it through. Once the elastic has been fed all the way through, we're going to secure the ends of the elastic by sewing them together. Now that the ends of the elastic are secured, we're going to try to evenly disperse the elastic along the top of the bodice. And then we will sew that 1 to 2 inch gap closed. You can now hem the layers of the sleeves if desired. You are now finished with the Kivey top. I've paired mine with the Retro Sparkle Design Bougie Bells. I'd love to see your makes. Make sure to share them in the Facebook group. See you next time.